Good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear my voice and see the presentation on the screen? Excellent. Today we are going to take a look at one of my most favorite topics of analytical reasoning, and that is relations, rishta. Right? After at the end of every question, the question that you have to answer is ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है. So it's a very fun type of topic to solve. Generally, you get about one question in the analytical reasoning section of most entrance exams. And once you understand the theory, once you understand how to solve the questions of relations in analytical reasoning, it is very easy. And with basic practice, you will be able to solve these questions in 30 seconds or even less. And it's a very practical sort of topic because we can actually see all these relations in our own life, right? Every human being has relatives. हर इंसान का रिश्तेदार होता है, right? I'm sure all of us sitting in this session have different relations. Yes or no? We all have relatives. So guys, tell me one thing. On what base, suppose now we remember you have so many different relatives, right? Papa, mummy, kaka, kaki, chacha, chachi, nana, nani, right? Father, mother, uncle, aunt, grandparents, and so on and so forth. So today if I say that all the relatives that you have, they need to be organized into different groups, they need to be classified into different groups, then on what basis can you classify your relatives? If I ask you to put your relatives into different groups, into different categories, then on what basis, on using what criteria can you put them in different groups? Okay. The most common answer that I'm getting, is maternal and paternal relatives. Obviously, maternal means from mother's side and paternal means from father's side. So tell me, can you actually classify all your relatives as maternal relative or paternal relative? Is every single relative either maternal or paternal? Do you say yes or no? If you agree, say yes, that yes, all relatives are either maternal or paternal. या तो मम्मी के साइड से हैं या पापा के साइड से हैं. और नो, नहीं, कुछ ऐसे रिश्तेदार हो सकते हैं who are neither from mummy's side, mother's side, nor from the father's side. Okay, I'm getting the answer yes so far. Okay, now one thing, when we talk about relatives, friends are not relatives. Even if you consider them to be very close to you, remember one thing, friends are not taken as relatives. They are not related to you. So friendships are not relations. When we say relations, we literally mean family, right? Relations as in family. So are all members of my family either maternal relative or paternal relative? Do you say yes or do you say no? If you say yes, ठीक है. If you say no, then what relative do you think is not from either father's side or mother's side? If you say no, that means you think there is a relative who is neither from mother's side nor from father's side. So if you are saying no, can you give me an example of any such relative? Pranav, Abhi, right now I said friends are not family. Friends are not relatives. Like you guys have this latest thing, fam. But no, friends are not members of your family. They are not related to you. Rehani got it right. Mehak got it right. Arjav got it right. Very good. So guys, not every relative is actually from your mother's side or your father's side. Because right now, most of you guys will not have such relatives. But when you get married, your family grows, right? When you marry somebody, the person whom you marry, that is your spouse, either your husband or your wife, they are not related to you through maternal or paternal side, right? It's not a Game of Thrones thing where Lannisters ki tarah brother, husband, sab same. Nahin. Do you get that? Right now, you may not realize it, but our family also includes people whom we are related to by marriage. So when we are related to somebody through marriage, then all those in-laws are not maternal or paternal, right? So using the maternal paternal classification is actually not complete because it does not take into account the entire in-laws. For an unmarried person, fine. But the moment you are married, you get a whole set of relatives who are neither your maternal relative nor your paternal relative. So using the maternal paternal classification is not complete. So then, can we use some other characteristic to classify all relatives? Can you think of any other way in which we can completely put relatives into distinct groups? Think about it. Okay, Man says hierarchy. What do you mean by hierarchy, Man? What do you mean by hierarchy? Varnika, what do you mean by natal family? What do you mean by natal family? Hetuj, excellent. Man, you're right. So now I'm getting the answers which actually are complete. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to give you 3 specific ways in which relatives can be classified. If you remember these 3 characters for grouping, then you can easily solve any question of relations. So let's take a look at the first classification. The easiest way of classification is to classify relatives according to their gender. And for exam purposes, we will go by the traditional classification of males and females. I know as of late, a lot of different new genders are cropping up. But we will go by the traditional method of considering only 2 genders. So either my relatives are all males or they are females. So it's very easy, right? Either my relatives are males or my relatives are all females. When I say female, it could be my mothers, my aunt, my grandmothers, my wife, my sister, all my female cousins, daughters, daughters-in-law, nieces, and so on and so forth. And when we say males, it could be father, brother, uncles, grandfathers, male cousins, nephews, sons, sons-in-law, and so on and so forth. Right? So remember, whenever a question of relation comes, the very first thing that you must always take into consideration is the gender of the person. Identify. Is it possible for me to identify whether the person is a male or a female? Right? The second basis of classification is trying to see whether a relative is related to me by blood, that is, I share some DNA with them, or the person is my relative through marriage. So when you are born, you share your blood with parents, siblings, that is brothers and sisters, and your own children. These are all directly related to you by blood. And your spouse, that is your husband or your wife, and all your in-laws, father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and so on, they are all related to you through marriage. So either a relative is directly connected to you, called a blood relative, or the relative is connected to you through law, through marriage, right? So the second thing that you should always try to identify is there a blood relation between 2 people, or is there a relation through marriage? The third, and this is what Man was talking about, hierarchy, right? I call it levels. Some relatives belong to your level. Some relatives are above you on a level, and some are below. So, also known as generations. Yes, Manushi, we can call them generations. So, when I say same generation, we talk about siblings, cousins, spouses, that is husband or wife, and the husband or and the in-law siblings, that is the brothers and sisters of the spouse, right? So all these are considered to be the generation, all are relations on the same level. When we say somebody is one level above us, that means our parents are above us in levels in generation. Then all our uncles, all our aunts, and after marriage, the parents in law. So now, can you tell me how many different types of uncles do we have? How many different types of uncles do we have? So, one, we have a paternal uncle, which is your father's brother. And second, you have a maternal uncle, which is your mother's brother. This is what you call chacha or tau, and this is what you call mama, right? And then, of course, the paternal uncle's wife and maternal uncle's wife are indirect aunts, and the husbands of your aunts are your indirect uncles. But directly, we have two types of uncles, one from the father's side and one from the mother's side. So, our father and mother, all uncles, all aunts, parents in law, all these are considered to be one generation above us. Two generations above are all my grandparents. Now, remember, we have two sets of grandparents. We have a paternal grandfather and a paternal grandmother, that is Dada Dadi, our father's parents. Then we have a maternal grandfather and a maternal grandmother, right? That is from your mother's side, Nana Nani. So remember, when we say grandparents, we have a total of 4 grandparents, 2 from the father's side and 2 from the mother's side. Two from the father's side and 2 from the mother's side. So we have a total of 4 grandparents. Now, instead of going upwards, we go downwards in relation. So immediately below us in the levels, we have our own children. It's my daughter, my son, nieces and nephews. That is the sons and daughters of my brothers and sisters. So nieces are my female, nephews are male. So my brother's daughter or my sister's daughter is my niece. My brother's son or my sister's son are all my nephews. And then the husband and wife of my children, damad, bahu, they are my children-in-law. All these are one generation below me. And their children, my grandchildren, are 2 generations below me. Now, you don't have to get confused. Just remember 3 characteristics that we will always keep in mind while establishing relations. First, always be careful about the gender. Second, the nature of the relationship, blood or marriage. And third, the generation. Same level, above us, below us. If you take into account these 3 things, then solving a question of gender of relations is extremely simple. Are we together so far? Are we together so far? No confusions here. This is simple. Now, let me show you all these things using diagrams. How can we represent all these facts using diagrams? So let us say this is me, right? So I put myself and I put an M to indicate that I am a male. Now, because I exist, I have a father that is a male and a mother who is a female. Because my father and mother are one generation above me, I will put them in the diagram over my head. And father mother themselves belong to the same generation as each other. My father and mother are married, so I connect them with two lines. But I am related to my father by blood and my mother by blood, so I connect them using one single line. So I have taken care of gender, I have taken care of generation, and I have taken care of nature of the relationship. All three things are represented in this diagram. Do you understand that so far? So a simple thing like this, I am trying to represent using all three things in a diagram. So me, male, father, male, mother, female. Father and mother married, direct relation between my parents and me. Now, for my father also, now supposing this is a male, right, related to me directly by blood. Who is this person? I have put the person on the same generation as me. I have shown that it is a male and connected to me directly. So that indicates that it is my brother. Similarly, on the same level, connected to me by blood and a female. Who is this person? My sister. Correct. This is a male. This is a male connected to my father directly, but one generation above. Who is this person? Now, I will not say simply grandfather. I will call him my paternal grandfather to differentiate between father and mother side. This is my paternal grandfather. So, his wife, my paternal grandfather's wife, that is married to him, female blood relation with my father. This is my paternal grandmother. Correct? This is my paternal grandmother. Similarly, a male blood related to my mother, one generation above. This is my Nanaji, my maternal grandfather. And the woman to whom he is married, my Nani, is my maternal grandmother. Are we clear on the tree so far? Are we clear on the tree so far? Everything is clear? Right? This diagram helps you understand how everybody is related to each other. Now, just like I have brothers and sisters, my father has a brother. So my father's brother is on the same level as my father, directly related and a male. So who is this person? Male, directly related to father by blood, same level. So this is my paternal uncle, kaka. And if I have a female also directly related to them, then that is my paternal aunt, that is my bua. My father's sister, sister of my father's brother, is also sister of my father. So this is my paternal aunt. Similarly, my mother has a brother. This is my mama, maternal uncle. And this is my masi, that is my maternal aunt. So all these relations so far when I'm single. Did you get that? All these relations so far are created when I'm single. Any confusion so far? I don't think so, because you can directly associate these relatives with your own family. Most of these relatives we also have. Correct? Mostly we can associate all these relatives with our own family. Chalo. Now, some relations which become after marriage. So again, I start with me. I am the center point, right? I start with myself, male. When I marry somebody and a female, this person is my spouse, and because I'm a man, it is my wife. If I was a female, then the person I'm married to, a male, would be my husband. So, my spouse's father, my wife's father is my sasurji, father-in-law, and my wife's mother is my mother-in-law. My wife's brother is my brother-in-law, and my wife's sister is my sister-in-law. Did you understand the relation so far? For my wife, it is the father. For me, that person will be my father-in-law. My wife's mother is my mother-in-law. My wife's brother is my brother-in-law. My wife's sister is my sister-in-law. So my wife's daughter, how is she related to me? Her direct relationship. Don't say daughter-in-law. My wife's daughter will also be my daughter, obviously. Right? So our daughter and our son. My daughter's husband. My daughter marries a man. My daughter's husband is my son-in-law, mera damad. And my son's wife, bahu, is my daughter-in-law. And their children, if a female, is my granddaughter, if a male, is my grandson. So these are the typical type of relationships which are the in-laws. After marriage, the kind of relationships that you get are indicated in this table. Did you understand it so far? The first table which we did previously, I indicated all my relations when I am born. And now I indicated most of my relationships when I am married. Now, one thing which we will understand is the word cousin. Right? Now, before we go to cousin, understand this. Whenever we use the word brother, a brother is only that person whose father is your father and whose mother is your mother. A cousin is not a brother or a sister. We have this habit, okay, even cousins, we call them cousin brother and cousin sister. Don't make that mistake. Cousins are called male cousin or female cousin. A cousin is not called a brother. In India, we have the habit, mama ka ladka bhi brother, kaka ka ladka bhi brother, bua ka ladka bhi brother, masi ka ladka bhi brother. But technically, a brother is the only male who is the son of your father and son of your mother. Direct sagga wala bhai. The word brother only indicates your real brother, the way you say it. It does not indicate a cousin. Similarly, a sister is not used for cousin. Sister is only used for saggi sister. No other person is your sister. So guys, whenever the word cousin is used, never use the word brother or sister with it. If it is a male, call it a male cousin. If it is a female, call it a female cousin. A brother or sister is never a cousin. They are only your real brother and real sister, so to say. Did you understand that? Cousins should not be called brothers or sisters. Chalo. So, now let's start understanding how to solve question. The first question I put up on screen, pointing to a man in a photo, I said, brothers and sisters, I have none. This man's father is my father's son. I'll give you a minute to think about it, but answer the question. How is this man related to me? Think carefully about it, guys. And if you think it is none of the above, then you'll have to tell me what exactly is it. No one has got it right so far. Yeah, Soham, correct. Chalo, guys. Most of you seem to have not got it. Chalo. So I'm talking about a man in a photo, right? So let this be the man in the photograph. And I say this man's father. So let this man's father be X. Right? So this man's father, that is Mr. X. X is the son of my father's son. Right? So my father's son, this man's father is my father's son. So X is my father's son. Did you understand it so far? X is my father's son. So X can either be me or it can be my brother. My father's son is me or my brother. But because the first line says I don't have a brother, so who is X? Who is X? Who is Mr. X? Mr. X is me. So if Mr. X is me, then who is this man? If Mr. X is me, then this man is my son. So what is the answer? Who is this man? This man is my son. Did you understand the diagram? Right? Now, if suppose the diagram method is a bit confusing, and it's possible, then let me show you a second method of doing it. Right? This is known as going by the given thing. So, always remember, start from the end of relations and move in reverse. Start from the end of relation and move in reverse. So, in the end, it is given my father's son. So, what name can you give to my father's son? Instead of my father's son, I can write me or my brother. Right? My father's son is me or my brother. So, me is okay. My brother is not possible because it is given I don't have a brother. So instead of my father's son, cancel it out and write me. And now read it again. This man's father is me. So if this man's father is me, then this man is obviously my son. So even by the given statement, when you start working in reverse, you can get the answer to the question. Either make a diagram or just work the question in reverse from the end and you will get the answer. Did everybody understand this particular example? Any one of the two methods, if you have got, it's fair enough. Either you do it by diagram or you do it by the statements. I hope people understood this one. Soham, why will I introduce? to create a question to see if you can understand complex instructions. In real life, such questions will not be directly used. But these questions are used to check whether you have the ability to understand complex instructions. Can you simplify complex instructions? The purpose behind such questions is simple. Nobody is asking these questions to see if you have, because in real life, nobody is going to say, this is mere baap ka beta. You will say me or my brother. But these questions are designed to test whether you can understand complex relations between things. Right? Okay, chalo. Take the next one. Pointing to a lady on the stage, Deirdre said, she is the sister of the son of the wife of my husband. How is the lady related to Deirdre? Okay, now most of you are getting it right. Okay, Stuti, you need to check. Mana, you need to check. Man, Locha, Baki, most of you got it. Chalo. Wife of my husband. For my husband, I am the wife. So instead of wife of my husband, I can say the wife of my husband is me. Right? So, son of me. Instead of son of me, you can write my son. So if you say she is the sister of my son, the sister of my son will be my daughter. So how is the lady related to Deirdre? She is the daughter. Now, did everybody get it? So those who made an error, I hope now you understood it. Just do it step by step from the end and you will easily get it. Right? Chalo. The next one. Now this is very, very, very interesting. Are you sure, Manushi and Param? Guys, think. So, Adam is saying something, right? So we start with Adam. Let's say this is Adam. He says this girl is a sister of the grandson of my mother. So Adam is first referring to his mother. So the grandson of his mother is his son. So the sister of his son means his daughter. So it seems as if daughter is right. But there is another possibility. The grandson of Adam's mother could also be the son of his brother, right? Adam's brother's son or Adam's sister's son can also be a grandson to the mother, which makes this boy his nephew, and the sister of his nephew will be his niece. So, niece can also be the answer. Now, you do not know whether it is the daughter or the niece. So, you say answer cannot be determined. There are two possibilities. You cannot mark two answers in the exam, and you have an option cannot be determined, right? You cannot say surety whether it is the daughter or it is the niece. It could be any one of them. So when you are confused between two options because of not enough data, either you mark cannot be determined, or sometimes they will give you an option data inadequate, which means you do not have sufficient information to decide which one is the answer for sure, right? Both of them will not be given as the option. Either they will say cannot be determined, or alternatively they will give you the option of data inadequate, and that is your answer, right? You cannot say for sure which is the right answer in this case. Did you get that? You cannot say for sure which is the right answer. Correct. Did everybody understand why cannot be determined is the answer? Because my mother's grandson can be my son or my brother or sister's son also. So there are two possibilities in this. Always remember to think multiple possibilities. Pranav, B कैसे आया? चलो, let's take a look at it once again. Who is the grandson of my mother? Who is the grandson of my mother? My son, this is me, this is Adam. Adam's son is the grandson of Adam's mother, but Adam's brother or sister's son is also the grandson for Adam's mother. Did you understand this part, Pranav? Adam का लड़का या Adam के भाई का लड़का. So, sister of grandson could be either Adam's son's sister, which is the daughter, or Adam's brother's son's daughter, which is Adam's niece, bhatiji ya bhanji. So, this girl could be his own daughter, or it could be the daughter of his brother or sister, which is his niece. So, both of these are possible, and hence D is my answer. Now, did you get it? Correct. Next one. Pointing to a lady, a man said, "Her husband is the only son of my mother." What is the answer in this case? Correct, Param. Usually the statement method is very easy to follow. Soham, if that is the answer, then what do you think is the actual one? If you say none of these, then what exactly is the answer? This is a relatively simple one, guys. Now, for a man, and remember, this is a man who is saying the entire thing. So, for a man, the only son of his mother, if I say only son of my mother, I'm referring to myself, me. So the only son of my mother is me. So now her husband is me. If I am her husband, then obviously she's my wife. That's it. The only son of my mother is me. So if her husband is me, then she is my wife. Yes, Soham, you have to read it very carefully. Did everybody understand this one? Hope everybody got this. Yes. Next. Alan told Monica, yesterday I met the son of my wife's father-in-law. How is Alan related to that man? The son of my wife's father-in-law. If you convert this into your local language, if you find it comfortable thinking about relations in your mother tongue, do it. Hindi, Gujarati, whatever is your mother tongue. If you find it easy to think in your local language, just convert the relations and it will find it easy. So when you say, my wife's father-in-law, meri बीवी का ससुर, so the person who is my wife's father-in-law is my father, right? My wife's father-in-law is my father. So the son of my father is either me or my brother. Now obviously I don't meet myself. So the person whom I met is my brother. I think most of you got this one also. The son of my father could be me or my brother. Obviously I don't meet myself. So I met my brother. Good. Moving on. Pointing to a man, Marilyn said, he's the youngest son of my father-in-law's only son. How is Marilyn related to this youngest son's father? Read the question carefully and then answer it. Yes, Manushi. Correct, Shubham. Good. Most of you are getting it right so far. Arey wah. No, Pranav. Think. See, my father-in-law's only son. Now, Marilyn is a woman. It's a name of a woman. So, for a woman, her father-in-law's only son is her husband. For a woman, her father-in-law's only son is her husband. So, he is the youngest son of my husband. So, the youngest son of my husband is my son. The man, the youngest son of my husband, is also my son. But that is not your answer. Why? Because the question asks, how is Marilyn related to this youngest son's father? So my son's father is obviously my husband. So if that is my husband, then I am his wife. So the answer is wife. Yeah, this is D. Obviously, this is D. Come on, typo. यथार्थ उतना तो यार समझने का. Typing mistake. ठीक है, रिपेयर कर दिया उसको. चलो, डिड एवरीबॉडी गेट दिस? Ask me if there is any confusion. I hope everybody got this one, right? Chalo. A family consists of a husband, a wife, 3 sons and 2 daughters, and the 3 wives of the 3 sons. How many females are there in this family? This should be easy to calculate. How many females are there in this family? So there is a husband and there is a wife. Wife is the first female. They have 3 sons. Sons are all males. And 2 daughters. So daughter 1 is the second female. Daughter 2 is the third female. And each son has a wife. So wife is the 4th female. Wife 5th female. And wife 6th female. So total there are 6 females in this family. I think pretty much everybody got this one. 6 females in this family. Now, a man has 2 wives. Of course, not legal in India. But let's say the man has 2 wives, Anna and Bianca. Anna is Steve's stepmother. Then how is Steve related to Bianca? Yep. Most of us getting it right. Very good. So, this is the man, right? He has 2 wives, Anna and Bianca. Now, Anna is Steve's stepmother. So for Steve, if Anna is his other mother, not the real mother, the stepmother, then the other wife of his father will be his actual mother, right? If Anna is the stepmother, then Bianca must be the actual mother. So if Bianca is his mother, then obviously he is the son, right? He is the son. So see. Most of us got it. Very good. Next one. Now this is the second type of question that you can get in relations, right? Here they define relations using symbols. They will say A plus B means A is the sister of C. So if they say X plus Y, that means X is the sister of Y. So plus means sister of, minus means brother of, cross means daughter of, percentage means mother of. Then how to prove that L and N are wife and husband? From the given options, which option means that L and N are wife and husband? So you have to take an option, you have to first solve it, and then you have to check whether it indicates that L and N are wife and husband. Let's take the first option A. So L percentage M. Now what is percentage? Percentage means mother. So L is the mother of M. So L female, mother of M. M cross N. Cross means daughter. So M is the daughter of N. So if M is the daughter of both L and N, L is a female, that means N is a male. And if M is both their daughters, that means these two have to be married, making L the wife because female and N the husband. So the first option itself is my answer. The first option itself gives you the relation that L and N are wife and husband. Did you understand it? See, let me do the second one to give more clarity. Let's take the second option first. Supposing I want to check the second one, right? I want to check whether the second option is true or not. So first I take L minus M. Minus means L is the brother of M. Now, if L is the brother of M, that means L is a male. M cross N. So M cross N means M is the daughter of N. M is a female. Is it possible that L is the wife of N? First of all, L is a man and L is one generation below N. So L cannot be the wife of N. So the second one is not my answer. Manushi, did you understand how we take the option and solve it? So similarly, let's see the first option. L percentage M. L is the mother of M. M cross N. M is the daughter of N. So if L is the mother and M is also the daughter of N, then N must be the father. And father mother means husband wife. So L is female wife, N is husband. And so L is the wife and N is the husband. Pratyush, these are very simple questions. You have to just practice and do them step by step. They are not at all confusing. Don't read the entire question together. Take it one point at a time. These are some of the easiest questions, and yes, they have been regularly asked in CLAT. All you need is practice. You practice a couple of dozen of these examples and you will become an expert in this. These are some of the simplest questions. Did everybody understand this example? Okay, let's try a similar one then. Here obviously A is my answer. Param, they are asked in practically any exam which has analytical reasoning in it. This is one of the common type of questions of analytical reasoning. Any paper which has logic or reasoning, they will ask in that. It's very commonly asked. Chalo. Now L plus M minus N plus O minus P cross Q. Solve this and tell me how many females are there in this particular thing. Are you sure, man? Param, check. Not getting. Not many right answers. Not many right answers. Shreya got it. Very good. Others still struggling. Okay. Let's see. L plus M. That means L is the sister of M. That makes L a female. M minus N. M is the brother of N. That means M is a male. N plus O. N is the sister of O. So N is a female. O minus P. O is the brother of P. So O is a male. and P cross Q means P is the daughter of Q. So P cross Q, P is the daughter of Q. P is a female. So now, how many females are there? Can you tell exactly how many females are there? One female, two females, three females. What is the gender of Q? What is the gender of Q? Do you know the gender of Q? P is the daughter of Q, but Q can be the father or the mother. If it is the father, then totally three females. But if it is the mother, then counting the mother, four females. And I don't know whether it is three or four because I don't know the gender of Q. So my answer is cannot be determined. Remember, they are asking you gender and you do not know the gender of all the people in the equation. And hence you cannot answer this question because data is not adequate. So you cannot mark two options. So it is cannot be determined. Did everybody understand that? You have to be very careful, right? Gender, nature of relationship, generation, the three important things. Chalo. Another symbol based question. If P plus Q minus R cross S percentage T is given, which one of these relations does it indicate? Which one of these relations does this indicate? Yes, Param. मनुषी चेक कर लो. Okay. So P plus Q. So P is the sister of Q. Q minus R. Q is the brother of R. R cross S. R is the daughter of S. And S percentage T. S is the mother of T. So P, Q, R and T, they are all the children and S is their mother. So option B is my right option. B is the right option. S is the mother. You get that, everyone? Kunika, Rishikesh. S is the mother. Okay. P cross Q minus R. What does it mean? P cross Q minus R. What does it mean? P cross Q minus R. So P cross Q means P is the brother of Q, and Q dash R means Q is the husband of R. Q dash R means Q is the husband of R. So it means that P is the brother in law of R, or R is the sister in law of P, and that option is not given to us, and hence none of these. Right? None of these. Next one. Which one, guys? Are you getting it? Chalo, let's see. It says H plus, only plus and into. Plus means daughter, into means brother. Okay. So H is the daughter of I, and I is the brother of J. J is the daughter of K. K is the brother of L. L is the daughter of M. And M is the brother of N. So if the oldest generation is the first, this will be the second, this will be the third, and H will be the fourth generation. So the generation of H is the fourth generation. C is the answer. Mana, Stuti, are getting this one? Hope you got this one. Okay, moving on. Which one of these does not hold? Which of these relations is not possible? Soham, you can't just directly write that. What if there is some twist in that? You can't assume something like that. You have to be pretty sure that that is working. Getting this one, guys? Chalo. First one. A plus B into C. A is the daughter of B and B is the brother of C. I don't see any problem in this relationship. Second, A minus B cross C. A is the husband of B and B is the brother of C. How can a female be a brother? If B is the wife, a female, how can she be a brother to C? So this relationship is rather an impossible one because the gender of B is getting confused. Hence B is my answer to this question. B is the answer to this question. Do you get that? Did you understand why the second relationship is not possible? Because B's gender is getting confused. Right. Moving on to the next one then. Okay, Rehani, check karo. Read the question. Yeah, now you got it. Now you got it. Right. You have to read the question a bit carefully. Don't be hasty. Man, check it. Ha. Yeah. Right. So A cross B cross C cross D. So A is the brother of B, B is the brother of C, C is the brother of D. So first one is true, second is true, third is not necessarily true because I don't know the gender of D, right? So D is not necessarily the brother of C, D could be a female, and hence my option C is the answer. Option C is the answer. Kunika, Dhanil. Now did you get it? Because we don't know the gender of D. Always remember, guys, in such questions, gender is usually a tricky portion. Chalo, moving on. Are you getting it? Okay. P minus Q. So P is the husband of Q. So male and female. Q plus R. So Q is the daughter of R. R cross S. R cross S. R is the brother of S. Right? So how is Q related to S? Q के लिए S is either the uncle or the aunt because I don't know the gender of S. But the question is, how is Q related? So irrespective of gender of S, Q will always be the niece of S. So Q is the niece of S. Sakshi, Alokika. Did you get it? Bhanji, Bhatiji. Q is the niece of S. Alokika, did you get it? Okay. Chalo then. Let's move on to the next question. Now again we come back to our statement types. I think these are simpler than the symbol ones, right? And the good news is symbol one type questions are rarely asked. If at all relation questions are asked, the statement ones are more common. And I think you guys find it simple. So let's go back to a few more simple statement type questions. So we have Mike. We have Mike's father. Now the only son of Mike's father is Mike. So the only son of Mike's father is simply replaced by Mike. So Alan's father is Mike. Alan's father is Mike. That's it. Your answer. Correct? Right. Next. Richard has two mothers. Don't ask me how. Like Pandu had two wives. So the Pandavas also had two mothers, Kunti and Madri. So Richard had two mothers. Now Susan is the stepdaughter of Susanna and stepsister of Richard. Then how is Susanna related to Richard? I think this is a bit simple. So, Richard has two mothers. Richard has two mothers. That means Richard's father is married to two, right? Now, Susan is the stepdaughter of Susanna. One of them is Susanna. And Susan is the stepdaughter of Susanna. And the stepsister of Richard. So Susan is the daughter of the other mother. And she is the stepsister of Richard. So Richard must be the direct son of Susanna. So Susanna is the mother of the guy. We get that? Susanna is the mother. That's it. Got it? Okay. Moving on. Next question. If A is the brother of B, B is the brother of C, C is the brother of D, D is the sister of E, which of the following is not necessarily true? I think we have done a similar question with similar logic. So you should be able to quickly get this one. Should be able to quickly get this one. Right? A is the brother of B. B is the brother of C. C is the brother of D. And D is the sister of E. So D is the sister of C, correct. B and C are brothers, yes. A, B, C male, D female, correct. But we cannot say D and E are sisters. D is the sister, but I do not know the gender of E. So D and E could be sister and brother, not both sisters. So the last one, that D and E are sisters, is not necessarily true. Hence the last option. Man, in this question, difference between C and D? Are you asking the difference between C and D in this particular question? The previous, I'm going to the previous question, guys. Right. See. A and B are husband and wife. Right? Now, if I ask, how is B related to A? And your options are son and daughter. And none of these. And cannot be determined. Do you know the exact relationship of B with A? Yes. But it is not son or daughter, and you know the answer, so you will answer none of these. None of these means you know the exact answer, it is not an option. Cannot be determined means it is not possible to find out the exact answer. Now, do you understand the difference between the two options? None of these means you know the answer, but it is not given as an option. Cannot be determined means it is not possible to find out the exact answer. I hope that is clear to everybody now. The difference between none of the above and cannot be determined. Fine. Pointing to a photograph, Viola said, "She is the elder daughter of my mother's husband." How is the person in the photo related to Viola? Getting it? So my mother's husband is my father. My mother's husband is my father, and daughter of my father is my sister. So daughter of my father, she's my sister. I think this was simple. Next one. Yes, guys. Okay. So Sheldon says, my mother's son. My mother's son could be me or my brother. Right? But father of me or my brother, for both, it is my father. Whether it is my father or my brother's father, for both of us, it is my father. And brother of my father is my uncle. The brother of my father is my uncle, which is not an option. So the answer is paternal uncle. And because it is not given as an option, we mark none of this. Shubham, Pranav, Manushi, a lot of you guys did not get this one. Now, did you understand? Did everybody get this? Okay, I'll explain it once again. See, my mother's son, right? So, my mother's son is either myself or my brother. Man, did you understand the first part? My mother's son, मेरी माँ का बेटा is either myself or it is my brother. Now, father of myself or my brother, for both, the father is our father. Father of myself or father of my brother, both is my father. Whether it is my father or my brother's father, it is the same person. That is my father. Man. Right? You don't need to consider it as the only son. Right? So brother of my father is my uncle. And that's the answer. Now did you understand it? Good. Next one. P, Q, R, S, T. They all went on a picnic. And these are the relations given. How do you solve it? Are you getting this one? Nope. Chalo. P is the son of Q. So P, male, is the son of Q. But Q is not the father. So if Q is not the father, then Q is the mother. Right? Now R is the son of S, who is the brother of P. R is the son of S, who is the brother of P. So S is the brother of P. And R is the son of S. And T is the wife of S. So if T is the wife of S, then T is also the mother of R. So now, how is P related to S? P and S are brothers. P and S are brothers. That's it. Simple. I hope after I solved it, now it is clear. No. So understand, whenever the statement is given in the form that this who is given, then it is immediately associated with S. This is where grammar is useful, guys. Right? That who makes it associate with the nearest noun. Do you get it? That's why grammar is also important. It is S who is the brother, R is the son of S, who is the brother of P. So that who indicates that it is associated with S and not R. Such statements will often come and you need to be very careful in how you interpret it. See, Q is not the father. P बेटा है लेकिन Q बाप नहीं है. That means Q is the mother. क्योंकि माँ का भी तो बेटा होता है. प्रणव, do you get that? मैं X का बेटा हूं लेकिन X मेरा बाप नहीं है. X मेरी माँ है. माँ के भी तो बेटे होते हैं. Hope everybody got this one. Fine. Same question, but now how many males are present in this group? How many males are present in this group? Right? I'm not going to draw it again. I'm just going to refer to the previous diagram. So for males, let's count. P is definitely a male, right? S is a male and R is a male. T and Q are females. So there are a total of 3 males in this group and hence option C is my answer. There are 3 males in this group. Hence option C is my answer. Did everybody get this one? So guys, now are you getting a hang of how to solve the questions of relations? Are you getting a hang of how to solve the questions of relations? Okay. So those were pretty much the exercise sums that we were to solve in class today. As homework, you have the book of analytical reasoning. There is a chapter of relations in it. I think there are 2 exercises in the chapter of relations. I want you to solve both these exercises this week as your homework. Right? The exercises of relations which are given in the analytical reasoning book. Solve all those. Obviously, if you have doubts, you can send them across on our WhatsApp or Telegram group. But do practice it quickly within a day or two so that the theory is fresh in your mind. And after solving multiple examples, you will become better at it. And you should get all the questions of relations correctly in the exam. Usually the questions that are asked in exams are pretty simple ones. And with good practice, anybody can crack them. Rehani, did you get the ID password for today through WhatsApp? That is the group. It's a broadcast group, so you won't get any message, but you can send message to that number. It is not an open group. It's a broadcast group. So you can directly use. And of course, for Telegram, every day's message contains the link for the Telegram doubts group. Right? So guys, if there are any doubts, you can hang around. You can ask me now. If there are no doubts, then we are done for the day. You may exit the session. Have a good day and stay safe.